Daryl Morey, famously known for letting the world know that the Sixers use artificial intelligence in terms of making decisions. So why not do just that? The first question got to be, do you think the Sixers should fire Daryl Morey? Also, I put only a couple sentences because my goodness, this dude be writing books sometimes. Of course, the AI has Daryl Morey's back. That would have been the craziest betrayal ever. The 76ers shouldn't fire Daryl Morey yet, as injuries to key players like Embiid, George, and Maxey heavily impacted the season, limiting his ability to execute his vision. However, fan frustration and his questionable roster moves like the Paul George signing, even AI could admit that was a terrible signing, put pressure on him to deliver next season or face consequences. Of course, the next question got to be, do you think they should fire Nick Nurse? Boo! Once again, just a typical answer. Shouldn't fire Nick Nurse. Man, this sounds like Daryl Morey. He's a proven coach who led Toronto to a championship, has been hamstrung by injuries to stars like Embiid and George in 2024-25. Still, he needs to improve late game execution and team cohesion to quiet growing fan discontent. Next question I have is a fun one. Do you think the Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain backcourt can coexist? The backcourt can coexist, combining Maxey's explosive drives with McCain's shooting and passing. Their defensive shortcomings and small size demand careful coaching and complementary pieces to succeed. What complementary pieces would you suggest is my follow-up question. To complement the Tyrese Maxey and Jared McCain backcourt, the 76ers should prioritize a long defensive-minded wing like OG Anunoby to handle elite scorers and a versatile big like Draymond Green to anchor the defense and facilitate. These pieces would mask the duo's size and defensive weakness while enhancing their offensive dynamism. Is it time for the Sixers to trade Joel Embiid? Yes or no answer. Only a couple sentences because, man oh man, this thing does not like giving direct answers at times. And he stated, yes, Embiid's persistent injuries and massive contract making him a viable option to reset the roster. Even AI believes that Joel Embiid should be traded. Of course, my follow-up would be, who should they trade him for? Only a couple sentences. The 76ers should trade a package centered around a young high upside star like Anthony Edwards or Devin Booker plus draft picks. Are you drunk? To rebuild around Tyrese Maxey. You think we're getting that with Joel Embiid? Okay, it does admit that it is unlikely without attaching significant assets. Now, I will say, Joel Embiid for Kevin Durant, kind of interesting. The Suns are screwed. Maybe they're willing to take a chance on Joel Embiid. And as you guys know, Kevin Durant is a goner. I'm doing the same thing for Paul George, and it says yes. Who should they trade him for? A package including a younger, cheaper wing like Andrew Wiggins or Chris Middleton, plus draft picks to shed his $212 million contract and rebuild around Maxey. Such a deal would prioritize cap flexibility and future assets over immediate star power. Next question. Should the Sixers try to win now or reset knowing the injury history of Joel Embiid and Paul George? Let's see what we have here. Now, keep in mind, Daryl Morey stated that the Sixers are going to try to win now. And his girlfriend, his boyfriend, AI stated, no! The Sixers should reset as Embiid and George's injury history and massive contracts limit their championship window, making a rebuild around Maxey more practical. What AI is Daryl Morey talking to? Because this one has some sense to it. So now I want to move on to some draft questions. Who should the Sixers pick if they got the 5th pick? And it's telling me Ace Bailey. I don't think he's going to be available at that pick, so I'm going to do the follow-up question. What if he's not available? So then it followed up by saying Dylan Harper, so I had to ask again. And he gave us Con Knippel with the 5th pick, a 6'7" wing from Duke whose elite shooting, high basketball IQ, and defensive versatility make him a seamless fit next to Embiid, George, and Maxey. His ability to contribute immediately as a low-usage, high-impact role player would enhance Philly's championship aspirations. A lot of people are hyping up Con Knippel, saying he's the most underrated draft prospect currently. So honestly, not a bad pick at that position. So let's end off the video with this question. Will the Sixers win a ring in the next 5 years? Yes or no answer. Be honest. Only a couple sentences. Let's see what AI says. Yes, with Embiid, George, and Maxey leading a strong core plus strategic
roster moves, the 76ers have a realistic shot at a championship, provided they stay healthy and address depth issues. Well, all the credibility that this has built up throughout the video just was lost. Threw it in the trash just like that. I think that's a great place to end off this video. Let me know your thoughts below.